Hey everyone, it's Libby from maighstirtarot. I'd like to acknowledge the Worimi First Nations people, the traditional custodians of the land on which these videos are made, and welcome to you, your guides, my guides in the universal energies. Oh boy, some rabbit holes to go down to today. First of all, just want to say, word of the day that my guides are giving me very clearly is disseminate, and that is about the spread of information widely. It's also about planting the seeds. So just hang on to that word today. Apparently, it's really important. There's information that's just being spread. What do I want to have a look at? Oh, new details have come out about Clarence Thomas being in the Epps files. We knew he was involved, but there's new information coming out around in regards to that. And there also was an email released about some unalived young people being buried at the ranch back in the day. I'm going to just say, have a look at my videos on Zorro Ranch, pop Zorro in the search engine if you want to find it. There was a lot of stuff that I didn't share on that video that I was given because it was just too absolutely horrific. And yep, I'd have to agree, but it's not just two. Okay, so the cadaver dogs are going to have an absolute field day on that property when the investigations go forward. Right, what do I want to have a look at in this particular reading? Oh, I just want to remind you, in the Northern Hemisphere, have your vitamin D and make sure your vitamin B12 is up to date. Vitamin B12 is very good for the anxiety and the nerves, and boy, oh boy, are we going to need those at the moment. Entertainment only, and where am I going? I'm going to have a look at, next, I'm actually going to have a look at, I've got Gabbard down. Now, I believe David from Tarot by the Bay did a reading on it. Haven't seen it yet. That'll be this afternoon. But I want to have a look at Semyon Mogilevich. Russian, in case you're wondering who he was. So, surname spelled Mogilevich, first name Semion, if you want to Google him and have a look at his Wikipedia page or the Wikipedia page about him. He is or was, I'm going to say is because I'm being told to say is. I don't know why it sprung up in my attention here. I believe there are Epps connections, but what's really intrigued me is that when I was looking through the information on him, because my guides will grab me by the scruff of the neck and plant my eyeballs onto the screen when there's something they want me to take notice of, he was on the FBI's 10 most wanted list from 2009 to 2015 for securities fraud. He was removed from that list because apparently he no longer met the criteria to be on that list. Gee, I wonder whose Attorney General or no, FBI removed him from that list. Now, at that stage, the FBI director was Bill Sessions. Now, I did Google it because remembering that Jeff Sessions was the Orange Twerps Attorney General for a period there. He was also the Attorney General under Reagan and Bush of Alabama, but he was made the federal Attorney General under the Twerp. Apparently there's no relation that they can. Interesting though, it's not a terribly common surname, but same surname. Anyhow, William Sessions, Director of FBI. He was also the Director of FBI under Reagan and Bush. Can't even read my own writing there. And yeah, okay. Oh, and he was also, yeah, let me read my own writing. It says M's attorney. So he was Mogilevich's US attorney after he left being the director of FBI. So there's some really dubious connections there. The fact that the director of the FBI removed him from being, so he was on the most wanted list during the Obama years, was removed from the list and the director of the FBI during the period that those particular periods became Mogilevich's attorney in the United States. Now, apparently he was on the list for security fraud, and apparently there was RICO filings in Pennsylvania against him in 2002, 2003. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. This guy, he is a Ukrainian-born Russian organized crime boss, described as the boss of all bosses. In other words, the boss of the Russian mafia worldwide. He's still alive, believed to direct a multi-billion-dollar international crime empire, and was once described as the FBI as the most powerful and dangerous gangster in the world. Now, where do we go with this? Strangely, and it always gets me every time. Born to a Jewish family. He's Jewish. Why do they always seem to be Jewish? Oh, goodness me. Born in 1946 to a Jewish family in Kiev. So he's a Ukrainian-born Russian. And his first significant scamming was scamming Soviet Jews eager to immigrate to Israel. So basically, he was taking their assets to sell and then was supposed to forward the money on, but he never did. He took the assets, sold them, and pocketed the proceeds. Now, what really grabbed my attention too, in the early 1990s, now I'm reading off his Wikipedia page here, real estate developer and future US president, the felon, sold numerous properties to individuals with ties to the Russian mafia, including Semyon Mogilevich was amongst the early investors. So, boy, oh boy, oh boy. This is in the 1990s, so this is the money laundering, the RICO money laundering entering into it. Now, this guy is still alive. What have I got going on here? Oh, goodness me, his aliases is about, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 aliases. He's been charged for wire fraud, racketeering, RICO, Racketeering Influenced and Corrupt Organisations Act, mail fraud, money laundering, arms trafficking, drug trafficking, human trafficking, aiding and abetting, murder, smuggling, prostitution, securities fraud, and false registration with the Securities Commission, false filings with the Securities Commission, and falsifying of books and records. Sounds like someone who absolutely is up there with the orange twerp. Now, I'm not quite sure why he's jumped to my attention and why I'm actually feeling a need to read on him. So if I'm going further down, in 2009, the FBI named Mogilevich on the 49th as the 49th fugitives case. So he's on the 10 most wanted in 2009. This is under Obama, but was removed again in December 2015. Gee, I wonder what election happened in December 2015, citing that it no longer met the criteria. Goodness me, I would have thought he was right up there. However, in 2022, under Biden, the FBI refreshed its efforts to apprehend Mogilevich, working in tandem with the US Department of State and the Transnational Organized Crime Rewards Program. Okay. William Sessions, Director of FBI from 87 to 93 during the presidencies of Reagan and Bush, was Mogilevich's attorney in the United States until Sessions passed in 2020. Why am I getting a draw to pull on this dude, to have a look at this dude? Semyon, also known as Don Mogilevich, using the runic tarot because he's a dark dude, and then I might grab some cards from the True Crimes deck. So I've got my little cheaty sheet there. Why? Connections to the orange twerp, fully. Now, also remember that in as far back as 1986, the Australian Federal Police refused the Orange Twerp a gambling casino license to open up a casino in Australia due to his connections with the Russian mafia. The Australian Federal Police knew back then he was fully involved. Okay, why am I getting a pull? Why am I getting a pull to read on Semyon? Apparently, it didn't come out in the EPS files, but I'm just really getting, I don't know even how I came across it. Oh, now I did have, when I first started shuffling, the Knight of Wands, and it wasn't either of these cards, I can't remember. But we've got the King of Pentacles and the Ten of Swords. Something's going down here. I don't know what it is. Let's have a look. Still alive. Old dude though, well into his 70s. And then we've got the Hierophant. Higher authorities. Bringing some sort of order. Why am I getting a pull to read dissemination? This has got to get out there. The money laundering with the orange twerp. What am I? It's all to do with money, 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 money. Money, money, money. Information getting out. Trying to hold on to some secrets while they let the place burn to the ground. But there's my Chariot card again. Military police. I'm going to change that to military police. But then we've got the Ace of Cups and we've got the Four of Swords. We've also got my Slava Ukraine Zelensky card coming out. Okay, why am I getting are there more connections that are going to be revealed? Is there going to be? I put those cards back randomly, split the deck, and there it is again. Big information about money coming out, about partnerships and agreements that were made. The Lovers card. There, watch for information about this guy coming out and his connections, and the Orange Twerp's connections to the Russian mob boss. Right now I've got two cards that have popped out there. Oh, you wouldn't believe it. This one again, and the Moon card. Secrets being revealed. Big money, big secrets. And on the bottom, the Devil. The investigation, the Devil, and truth charging forward. A harsh truth charging forward. Some sort of negotiations going on with that Nine of Cups, and then we've got the military police moving in. There's information that's going to come out about this that is just going to be whistleblower, and then the Hanged Man, Page of Swords. Some truth's going to come out, and it's going to flip everything onto its head. Oh, now there's no one thing. I just want to point that out. know a lot of us say this is going to happen, this is going to happen. Is no one thing that is going to happen. Just read on the cyber security raid on Twitter in Paris, in combination with the cybersecurity in Hawaii and etc. Damning. But there's no one thing. It's going to be a culmination of things that come out that will pretty much rule the two presidencies illegitimate. Come on, let's have a look. I don't even know what the question was. Right, there was some sort of contracts and agreement that was made here. The challenge is the hanged man, the self-sabotage, the sacrifice, seeing things from a different point of view. Oh, there's the King of Pentacles stewing underneath this. Queen of Cups, trying to keep a lid on the information in the past. It's ready to burst forward though. Might be a female bringing, this Mogilevich, got several ex-wives. 5 of Swords. The betrayal. The win at any cost. The steal. Again, self-sabotage, that ends up in self-sabotage. Harsh truth coming forward with that Knight of Swords. And then we've got the Hierophant about the government. And the Sword of Truth. This also could be, it's one of my cards for the ICC as well, like a higher authority. Sword of Truth. 8 of Swords, hopes and fears. The fear being trapped by the legalities and held to account. Okay. Contracts and agreements being exposed. The temperance and strength. The honey potting. I'm getting the honey potting and strength, and there's, I can't draw on the orange twerp without getting the treason card. The 3 of Swords, treason, secrets being revealed with the High Priestess. This is the outcome. And then the 10 of Swords, complete and utter legal downfall. You've got a lot of information coming out about investigations into the devil. 2 of Swords here. Some sort of legal crossroads, and there's my Zelensky card. Something going on here with the battle with Ukraine. Is the information about this going to come from Ukraine? Right, okay, my guides are telling me, I hope this is my guides and not just wishful thinking, that Ukraine are going to seize this guy. The Tower card. 9 of Wands. Guardrails, boundaries being dismantled. Why am I getting Ukraine here? Sun card, 2 of Pentacles. At the moment, biding their time, but then everything being revealed rapidly. Why am I getting Ukraine here? In regards to, well, he was born in Ukraine. He's a Ukrainian-born Russian. Nasty piece of work from the beginning. Connections to Israel. Something not yet revealed. that will be, with the Queen of Cups and the Ace of Cups. And on the bottom again, we've got this one, Five of Swords, Hierophant, Five of Cups. Complete disregard for human life, but you've got a government or the ICC or something here, corruption, information coming from overseas with that Three of Wands about the steel. Holding on for the moment with that Two of Swords. There's my Zelensky card again. Eight of Pentacles. Agreements done, but behind the closed doors with that Nine of Pentacles. Eight of Swords and the wheel turning. And then the Tower card again. So something's up here. And I'm wondering whether with that Eight of Swords, is Ukraine going to take Mogilevich captive? Can't see him. I imagine he's slim and secured beyond belief. But let's have a look. Is Ukraine down this rabbit hole? Is Ukraine, didn't have this written on my bingo card, is Ukraine going to take Mogilevich captive? My Russian is not very good, so I do apologize about the pronunciation. Eight of Cups. A raid. This card's poking out. The Four of seizing what needs to be seized and burning the rest. I think they are. The World card. Bringing something to a significant end, and then we've got the celebration thereafter. I think they might be. Cheeky little buggers. Fool, as things are revealed with that Queen of Cups and the Ace of Swords. Harsh truth coming forward with the Knight. Six of Pentacles. To do with the election. What is it? And there's the Devil. Investigation into the Devil. It's all part of it. That's all I can say. It's all part of it. I think they are. I think they're going to make a smash and grab. Okay. So, how's that going to reflect on the money laundering? How's that going to reflect on Bill Sessions is what I'm getting. How's that going to... I was going to look at the orange twerp, but he'll be 6 feet under before all this comes to fruition. But Bill Sessions is still going. He was the director of the FBI, and then he was Mogilevich's attorney in the US. How's this going to go for William Sessions? How's this going to end for William Sessions? Right. Again, a female with something to tell, something to reveal. How's it going to end for William Sessions? His downfall is going to be the thing that he thinks he's home and hosed with that Four of Cups. There's an arrogance of complacency about it. At the bottom, we've got the Two of Swords. Not yet. In the past, we've got the Judgment card. The Unleashing, the Judgment card. How's it going to go for William Sessions? Oh, okay, he's going to be on the legal defence of court case, yep. Because this is the energy he's stewing in. The Wolf, legal defensive, Judgment card. In the past, crowning this reading, Knight of Wands, volatile information being brought forward. And then we've got the Five of Pentacles. Finding himself devastated and out in the cold financially. financial loss. Externally, Four of Swords, the death of a leader. Strength internally. Okay. I think he thinks he's safe once the orange twerp's gone, but let's see how it goes. Treason. Hopes and fears treason. But yeah, this is living the life, having to flee as the false victory is revealed. And there's the devil. Okay, this is the outcome. And again, information coming in from overseas about the stealing, betrayal in the past with that Six of Cups and the win at any cost abuse of power, and then the Five of Cups. I think he's going to find himself. Oh, on the bottom we've got the Sun card. As the wrath of God is brought down upon him with the Seven of Wands, and then we've got the Queen of Swords and the King of Swords. Yeah, he's in big trouble, William Sessions. I think he's going to end up losing a lot and having to, again, they all blooming take off for overseas, but you know, one needs money to live overseas in these countries that don't actually want you to be there unless you've got money. Okay, so how's this going to reflect? I can just see a hammer nailing a nail into a coffin. It's just going to be another nail in the coffin. It's not going to be the biggie. Let's have a look. How's this going to impact on the Orange Twerp's family? Because he'll be gone. How's it going to impact on the Orange Twerp's family? Remembering that when you talk about attempting to flee overseas, I've been getting for actually years now that the Orange Twerp will attempt to, but will not succeed. Now, Bannon was in Qatar last year, I believe, buying property. Wouldn't have been an old shack down by the river, I can tell you that. The Orange Twerp has set up a bank account in Qatar where he's put the Venezuelan oil money. Qatar does not have what do they call it when you can get somebody back because they've been naughty? They don't have an agreement with the US. So Qatar looks like it's the one that's the aim. But how's this going to affect the family? Because I always see that the Orange Twerp's family, their money's going to be seized. And actually, where they have the offshore accounts, the governments there are going to seize the money. So Qatar will probably say, oh, we'll have that, thank you very much. That's the problem with dealing with these sorts of places, is they don't mind helping themselves to somebody else's money, ergo Russian oligarchs and etc. How is it going to affect the Orange Twerp's family? I mean, his legacy as president, it's dead in the water already. It's done and dusted, not even cremated, and it's just, I've been getting for ages it's going to be declared illegitimate, and I see nothing happening to change my mind. But how's it going to affect his family? The Star. Well, the here and now, they think they are untouchable. We are the stars. Oh, Eric, goodness me, he's so stupid. And Sniffy Jr. Their challenge again, their challenge is going to be that they think they're untouchable, and there's an arrogance about it. The energy they're stewing in at the moment is, how much can we garner? How much can we grab, grift, whatever you like to call it, all those G words. But they've got a target on their back, having to look over their shoulder, Oh, Ten of Swords. Righto. In the past, the Ten of Swords. So already there is something in the mix. Right. Crowning the reading, the Ten of Wands. Planting the seeds for the future. They see the ending is coming. Knight of Wands, volatile information coming out about those that grifted and feathered their nests, living the life of luxury. But how's it going to turn out? You've got that vive la résistance internally, a youthful. I'm going to say this is usually my Slava Ukraine card, but I'm going to say there's a, in regards to this family, there's a naive pushback, thinking that they're untouchable because they've got money. I mean, it's what their father taught them and their grandfather. Queen of Pentacles, Homeland Security. Right, we've got the false victory, the Six of Wands, the Devil, investigation, and the Tower. It's not going to end well for the family when it's found out that there was a false victory. They've got an arrogance about them, though. And then you've got the Chariot. Now, this could be them taking off for other climes, or this could be, as I said, the military police arresting. Oh boy, you got the Ten of Cups. That's 1, 2, 3 on the bottom, the underlying energy, the Ten of Cups. It is about cheering and celebrating and cheersing to the Emperor up the top of the, but it's at an end. You've got the government or the higher authorities. You've got the big stick, and you've got the uncharted waters. Unexpected information coming forward about the Emperor, and then they're off. But did I get any Pentacle cards there? Yes, I did. 2 Pentacle cards I got was this arrogance about, and then there was this Queen of Pentacles, information potentially being brought forward in the hopes and fears, Homeland Security information. But yeah, there's this arrogance that we got money, so therefore we're untouchable. Hate to tell you, times have changed. Okay, so I might leave that there. Just watch that name. I'm getting a lot of watch those names lately. I don't know how I even came across them. I can't remember what. Somebody sent me, one of my lovely viewers sent me something to do with the Ep stump, and it led me down the rabbit hole to that particular person. And I might grab the True Crime deck and just have a quick look. What is coming for Semyon Levich? What do we need to know there? Do we need to know Semyon? Sorry, I'll bring you down some shuffling. Just in case. Oh, his home's power supply is going to get disrupted. Semyon Mogilevich. Very slippery, these cards. What's going to... What do we need to know? If slippery probably means I need to use them more and get that slip off them. What do we need to know? Money? Yes. Partying? Yes. Homicide. And regret. Something's... I mean, there are, you know, he is wanted for unaliving, but there's regret here. Female, there's that female again. Abuse and neglect. and the breaking of the heart, abuse and neglect of his wife, maybe, because there's the couple. Legal proceedings. I mean, he's been twice divorced already. Legal proceedings. Suicide, homicide and suicide. And justice. Gift and dismemberment. Something to do with this woman kept getting the Queen of Cups. I think it's his wife or one of his ex-wives. I'm just going to pause you for a second and have a look to see what happened to his ex-wives. Hang on. Okay, and I noticed that was exactly 36 minutes. There is actually a Netflix documentary, docu-series, World's Most Wanted, and he's on there. I haven't seen that, but apparently he's got, so the three ex-wives, Tatiana, Galiana, and Catalin. He has a child with each of those, a child with the wife of a lawyer, a New York lawyer. God, he's a bit of and mistresses and other wives, in addition to the three that are known. One is a resident, so Tatiana is a resident of Los Angeles, and ex-wife or ex-mistress. Sorry about this, I'm just reading through. Currently, he's married to Hungarian Catalina. I believe she may be a basketball star or something. That just feels a bit strange, but perhaps it's the wrong Catalin. But there's multiple. London lawyer. He had a child with the wife of a London lawyer. Okay, now apparently rumours are that he married his current wife, Catalin Pap, to get Hungarian nationality so that he could immigrate to Budapest, Hungary, where he began the groundwork of building an international criminal empire in Hungary. Now, who's Hungary? Is that Orban? Would not be surprised whatsoever. Goodness me. It's all intertwined, all intertwined. So, but if I go back to these cards here, money, party, and then homicide, and then regret. A female, so all his wives are still alive. This is very probably a mistress. Heartbreak I'm getting here. A couple, legal proceedings. I'm going to say unalive by not their own hands. And then there's a gift of dismemberment. We've got a child there. Water. Egotism. Affair. Yeah, I think it's to do with a mistress. Affair and then man-made disaster. It might. There's something. Right, we've then got power supply at a motel, hotel, and then hidden and alive. So and then alive and death. Jealousy. There's something with these cards. What I'm getting is that it's to do with a mistress. To do with that Queen of Cups as a mistress or an ex-mistress. But then that at the motel with the power supply being cut is Mogilevich going to be snatched during a honeypot moment? You guys know what I'm talking about when I say honeypot. Is he going to be snatched during a justice gift? There's two cards again. Strangulation and egotism. Beach, social media, greed, organised crime, party, and then potentially self-unaliving, but there's something that's not right here. Male, then being hidden. It's almost like there's that hotel motel again. He's alive, and then death. On my side, burial, intuition, a debt, perversion, the affair, the couple, a wooded area, and revenge by the female that he's dating for abuse and neglect. Okay, I think he's going to be hung by a mistress who is setting him up to be, I think, because he's abused her through round the neck. Okay, let's leave it there. Ooh, this is getting dark. This is getting really dark. But yeah, I do think that I'll just leave it there. Watch that name. Let it go. Okay, catch you shortly.